I first received my call at a very young age, around 8 years old, at church camp. And I wasn't really sure what that meant. I just knew that God was calling me into ministry of some sort. And at the time, I was attending a church that didn't believe in the ordination of women, so I wasn't sure what to do with what I was hearing. I thought that what I was hearing was wrong, and so I denied it and ran away from it. And then later I married my husband, who is United Methodist, and we started to attend a United Methodist church in Washington, D.C. And about 2 months into our stay there was a pastoral transition, and we had a female minister. And all of a sudden, a light bulb went off that this was possible and that God could be calling me to do something like this. Members of the congregation started identifying my call for me, even though I wasn't verbalizing it at that time. And it became a running joke at meetings where people would say, when Trista goes to seminary, or when Trista answers her call. And I wasn't ready to admit it at that time, that that's what I was hearing as well. So I just kept that quiet and kept in prayer with God about what all of this meant. And it wasn't until a Sunday, when we were waiting for communion to start, the pianist was playing some music to get us ready for communion. And I heard our bell ring, which is the bell that our homeless neighbors would use when they were coming in to use the facilities and to have a lunch that we would cook for them every Sunday. And I went to the door and I invited them in and I said, it's not time for lunch yet, but we're still in worship and you're more than welcome to come and join us in worship. And I remember the guy looked at his clothes and he said, are you sure we're welcome? And I said, absolutely, you can sit with me. And he said, no. Are you sure that we are welcome? And I said, come, sit down in the pew with me. And we went in right as communion was starting. And we sat together, and as soon as the pastor said, the elements have been prepared, everyone is invited to come and eat from the Lord's table, the woman of the couple jumped up and ran to the front of the sanctuary. And she was the first one to receive communion that day. And that was the day that I went to the communion rail and knew the answer to what God was calling me to do. And that was to ensure that everyone was welcome at the Lord's table.